Good morning. This is Jackie Crisologo with the Caregivers Corner. And I just wanted to introduce myself, explain to you what Caregivers Corner is all about and why I got this little group started, why I'm starting this group. About a year ago, I found myself helping my stepmom with my uncle's estate. And she was appointed as successor trustee, and she herself was 82 at the time. And just seeing the dread and the fear and the overwhelm and the anxiety she was starting to experience, being appointed that. What does it mean to be a successor trustee? It basically meant that, when her sister's brother finally passed, that now she was responsible for his estate and making sure that all his finances were squared away and that his affairs were all in order and that his intentions were honored, whatever he wanted done with the assets that he had left over. And for her, she was very overwhelmed, and that began this journey for me of understanding what is involved with all that. I myself was immersed into it because I knew she couldn't handle it, and she needed someone to be able to help navigate and deal with a lawyer and deal with the family members who were involved. And this is again a blended family because you had her sister who had her set of family, and then you had my uncle, her sister's husband, her brother-in-law, her brother-in-law, who was, had been estranged relationships with his daughters, and they were now heirs of his, assets, what was left over. And it was quite the eye-opener, to say the least. But as my role increased, I found the overwhelm. I had to learn I had to learn about trusts and wills and probate and all of that, and taxes for all that, and it was eye-opening and educational for me, for sure. But what I started observing was my stepmom's decline, and she herself fell, and after her fall, things were just never the same. She started declining pretty quickly, and within 8 months, she was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer in a bile duct, and that has continued to escalate. That whole diagnosis, she was given 6 months to live, so now we have her in hospice, and in a hospice, it's at home, which is good and challenging. So it's good because now we can monitor her progress, that we can see how she's doing, how she's feeling. We are saving a bit of money by having her at home. And it's challenging because the bulk of the care falls on me. And my stepmom was primary caregiver for my father. So all the care that she was giving to my father, I now inherited. And so since I lived with them for a season, I was the most natural person to have that responsibility fall on. And I say that to let you know, not that I'm complaining, but to impart to you that I understand what it's like to caregive. I have been immersed in this now for a year, where I've had to make sure my stepmom's financial affairs were in order. She did not have a will or a trust of her own. And after seeing what we had to go through with her brother-in-law's estate, it was clear that was something she needed to take care of right away. And so that was the first part. But you can see the overwhelm. You could see as she was herself impacted not only by the news of her cancer, but now that she had to learn this legalese stuff and make sure that her affairs were in order and that her intentions were honored. It became a different kind of journey for her, and now she is suffering from dementia, which I, on the one hand, believe it's a mercy on her part, and on the other hand, I feel like, wow, because she can't remember half the things that's going on in her life. She knows she doesn't have the strength to get up out of bed, but she doesn't know really a whole lot of what's going on in her life, because the dementia in some ways has been merciful to, help curb some of that angst, And on the other hand, it's challenging because it's hard for us to communicate with her in a meaningful way, one that she's going to understand. So I say this to let you know that I know what it's like to feel overwhelmed. It feels like, with all the legalese, the finances, the health issues, all the appointments you have to go to, driving them, and then you have your own life. You have your own life that you have put on hold for a season, for indefinitely. You don't know how long this is going to last. And yet you see someone else in pain and you want to help them, and you just physically know that you're only able to do so much. And the overwhelm can be so overwhelming that you feel like you're going to snap at any moment. And sometimes maybe you do snap. Maybe you say things out of turn. Maybe you say things you knew you didn't intend to. And that's what this channel is about. It's about providing ways to come to grips with where we are, because really, all of us, whether it's the person who's sick or the person who's doing the caregiving, all of us just want to live a happy, peaceful life. And we seek that peace and that happiness in different ways, and we think one way is going to bring us happiness, when really the happiness and the peace has to come from within. Because your circumstances all around, there could be a storm, a tornado of events that happen in your life, and you can find that grounding within. And I believe in God. I believe that He dwells in me and that He grounds me. But I'm not sure what your preferences or your spiritual beliefs are. But that's not what this is about. This is about you finding relief in the moment, at any moment that you're here, caregiving, that you are experiencing overwhelm and stress and on the brink of burnout. Stress and burnout are killers for caregivers. Killers. So I do want to encourage you. Your self-care, you got to guard with your life. And it's just like when you're in an airplane and they have that, someone on the microphone telling you that, in the event of an emergency and the gas mask is coming down and, the oxygen mask is coming down, and you have a child next to you, you want to make sure that you put the mask on you first so that you don't pass out while you're trying to take care of your child. It's the same principle. You, as a caregiver, are the strong one right now, and you need to take care of yourself to be able to bring the very best to the person you're caring for. Otherwise, you will burn out, you will experience your own health issues and financial issues, and it just becomes a compounding effect when you don't take care of yourself. So that's what this channel is about. It's about different ways that I found to bring myself calm in the midst of my chaos, to overcome the overwhelm that I've experienced, and to find joy in the journey of caregiving. So I hope you join me on this journey. I'd love to hear your feedback. Please drop me a note. Let me know in brief terms, just really quickly, what you're experiencing and who you're caring for, and what specific challenge you want to learn about. And this is Jackie with the Caregiver's Corner, and excited to start this journey with you. Take care.